Hey everybody, it's Gloria Ortiz with Real People Realty, or some of you may know me as Glow, as in hashtag Go with Glow. Today's Formation Friday video is going to be about safety. And my friend Romero, who's been a police officer for over 15 years, agreed to hang out with me and just go over some stuff of maybe stuff that we're doing that we shouldn't be doing, or stuff that we're not doing that we should be doing. This video may be a little bit longer just because there's so many interesting points that we want to touch on, and hopefully, if it helps somebody out there, that's our goal. How are you?
I'm good, Gloria. Thanks for having me.
So one of the things that you and I have talked about, I've learned a lot from him because of all the stuff that he knows, and because I'm a real estate agent and many times I may be alone going somewhere. So one of the things that you're saying you're just so adamant about is people are constantly on their phones, especially iPhones, not paying attention. What are you seeing out there?
Well, right now, that's exactly what offenders are targeting. They're looking for people who are not paying attention, and I've actually had a few different offenders who want to talk to me for whatever reason, and I'll ask them why this person, and they'll blatantly tell me because they weren't paying attention. They're on their phone. They're not looking at me. So I'm a big proponent of telling people, be aware of your surroundings. Get off your phone. If you're walking down the street, pay attention to your surroundings. If something feels wrong as you're walking down, and we've all had that, where you're walking down the street and that something in your gut tells you that something's off, cross the street, go into a store. Err on the side of safety, guys, because our gut is there for a reason. And if we get that sense, I would say follow it.
Really good advice. Now, it's the same thing with driving. We were talking about carjacking, and you were saying the same thing. A lot of this happens because people are on their phone, their cars are unlocked, they're not paying attention, they're at a stoplight. Same situation.
Exact same thing. The same rules apply when you're in a vehicle. If you're driving, pay attention to the road. Don't be driving and texting. Other than the obvious of being the victim or being involved in a car accident actually is a lot, but that is another thing that these offenders are looking for when it comes to carjackings. They'll look for people who are not paying attention with unlocked doors, and you are the target. If you're parking your car, the same thing applies. Park your car and pay attention. A lot of these offenders are looking for people who are not paying attention, and the reason for that is because it happens very quickly, guys. They come, they do their thing, and they're out. What they're looking at is they don't want to be identified. So that's why they're targeting people who are on their phones, not paying attention, because now you're the perfect victim.
Because you can't identify them, you don't remember, you weren't paying attention, you weren't looking.
And that happens all the time. I'll go to a scene, I'll ask a person for a description of offender or offenders, and they can't give me other than, I think he was a guy, he was about 6 feet tall, wearing all black. Well, it's getting cold here in Chicago, so for me to find someone who's 6 feet tall wearing all black, well, turn any corner, you're gonna find someone who fits that description. That doesn't do much to help us catch them.
Right. Wow. And then the obvious of not leaving, a purse on your front seat, of not leaving a purse in a shopping cart. I just was out yesterday, and I seen someone, a purse open, wallet in plain sight. The lady was 10 feet away from her purse. And I'm just thinking, like, I don't carry a purse, so it's not a big deal to me. I never have. When I do run into stores, I don't have my phone with me. I just, I know I'm going to be in and out. I don't even carry cash, but that's just kind of my preference. But the obvious, people are still, purses in plain sight, whether it's in the cars. I feel like you are inviting someone to do something,
And that's exactly right. What they're looking for is an easy target. It's a quick thing. I mean, if you've ever been the victim of a robbery or a burglary or a purse snatching, it really is over within like 5 seconds. So what they're looking for is something easy they can just grab and just walk away. And that's also, let's look at what that brings. If you're the victim of purse snatching, for say, you're at the store and you're a victim of it. Now, what's in that purse? Your car keys, your house keys, your wallet, your bank credit cards, and stuff like that. So once that's gone, now you have to backtrack and get your locks replaced. You're calling credit card companies, identity theft, which is another big thing right now. And these offenders aren't stupid. If they know that they have your keys, your car, your address, I've seen it a few times now where they'll go straight to your address on your driver's license, go through the house, they're in and out within 3 minutes, and
you're still at the store, probably not even realizing that your wallet is gone yet. So wow.
Yeah, and that actually it did happen not that long ago in my district. And again, I'm just one officer in one small part of the city, and if I'm seeing it and I see other reports, it is rampant throughout the entire state, and I'll even say country, because if you see around this time, it's always around the Halloween time going forward through the holidays where you will see a spike in robberies and burglaries.
Wow. Another thing is obviously always try to walk in packs. Always try to be with somebody. Romero was telling me, hey, if you're going to go outside and exercise, if you're going to run, make sure somebody knows where you're at. Make sure somebody knows where you're going. And try to be with someone when at all possible so that you're not alone. And we always try to do that. Another thing that he has taught me is if somebody ever puts a weapon to you and wants you to get in a vehicle, do not, under no circumstance, get in any vehicle, no matter what it is that they're telling you.
Yeah, if someone has already gotten to that point where they're going to point a gun or a knife or whatever at you, give up the property, guys. You know, what we're talking about here is ways for you to not to become that easy target that they're looking for. But in the unfortunate event that it does happen to you, just give up the property. If they point a gun, a knife at you, give me your phone, just give it to them. If you're in a car, you're at a stoplight, you're at a gas station, and they point a gun or a knife at you, give up your property, but do not get in the car. Get out of that car. Just safety first, because unfortunately and sadly, and this is throughout the entire country and through the FBI as well, once you get into a car with someone who has a gun or a knife pointed at you, the chances of you coming out of that situation or life are very, very, very small.
Wow. And one last thing I wanted to say is me and my husband, we have a code word. You know, being a real estate agent, I love what I do, but sometimes it's not that safe because you're dealing with a lot of people you've never met before. People are calling you off of your signs. People are calling you off the internet. So not only me and my husband, but me and my brother, you know, we have a code word where, because many times you see where you're made to call your family and say, you know, hey, everything's all right, or this is happening, when you're really not all right. So let's just say like Romero's my brother or my husband, and I'm calling him and I'm not all right, and we've, you know, got a code word between us. So if, you know, I say to him, oh, I left you those grapes in the fridge, he already knows if I say the word grape, something's wrong, and get to me quickly, try to find where I'm at. So if you don't have a code word, it may seem like something silly, but I'm telling you guys, it may one day come in handy for somebody, especially you and your kids. Always make sure, you know, somebody will say, hey, your mom sent me to pick you up. Okay, well, what's the code word? If they don't have that code word, then you can't pick me up. So I hope some of this information has been helpful to anybody. If you have any questions about this or about real estate in general, my contact information is on this page. Feel free to reach out to me, and I look forward to talking to you guys next month. Thanks. Thanks, Romero.
You're welcome.